Guys, something's messing with him. Something's got it. Fish on. Ooh, good fish, guys. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Stay on. What's up, guys? I'm super excited about today. Guys, behind me we have Stillwater Flats. This is a beautiful property that has 4 rental cabins as well as 1 full house that you can rent. It is on private property and it runs right up against the Watauga River right here. I know there's some big deep pools in here. There's some big striper in here, and that's exactly what I want to get into today. Before we jump into the water, I did want to give you guys a rundown of my kayak setup because I've had a lot of questions about that, and then we're going to go out into the river and see if we can catch something big. Guys, the first thing about my kayak setup is of course the kayak itself, and there is a company out there called Brooklyn Kayak Company, and I'll leave all the information about this model right here. And guys, at the time, this is what I could afford. I bought this about 3 years ago after winning an art competition, and it got me just enough money to buy my first pedal drive kayak. And it is a pedal drive, which means that's kind of like a bicycle, and it's only got 1 gear, so you have to work a little bit to get from place to place, but it is very powerful, and I really like that because it gives me the chance to be hands-free so that I can actually use my hands to fish instead of having to paddle and try to fish at the same time. So a lot of people are wondering about the rod holders themselves. These rod holders were bought separately and installed onto my kayak, and it's made by a company called Stealth. I got these from Bass Pro Shop, and they do have 2 adjustable areas where you can actually lift, change direction, all sorts of different things. So guys, when I'm trolling along, I like to have these rod holders so they're going straight out to the side. They're not pointing up and down necessarily, they're just kind of going horizontally with the horizon. That's the way I like to do it when it comes to trolling. And I placed these rod holders specifically on the front of the kayak here because as things happen, you want to see it quickly so you can react quickly. Or if I've got my rods at the back of the boat, I don't necessarily see that bite immediately, and sometimes if you don't get tension on the rod quickly, you'll lose the fish. And so that's why I have these mounted onto the front, and it really helps me with my reaction time. So guys, on the front of the kayak, we've got a crate, and that's what I kind of put a bunch of stuff in. I also mount the GoPro to it, and it's made by Kayak Gear. And you can find those just about anywhere. I think I got mine from Academy Sports. And it just kind of gives you a chance to put stuff in. I mount a tie down to the front. Got a few tackle boxes. I also have one of my front GoPro, which captures a lot of the action that takes off behind me. As you guys can see, the pedal drive itself works just like this. So I have my own propeller underneath the boat. And that's really, really powerful because of course your legs are a lot stronger than your arms. So guys, I usually have a set of pliers that I'll put in the front of the boat. I also have a couple of bobbers I usually lay down here as well. Then of course we've got our bumper board. I usually lay this underneath my seat. This one in particular is made by Rapala, and I really like that one a lot. I also have all of my terminal tackle, which I also leave directly underneath the boat. And then of course my waterproof case that has my cell phone, wallet, as well as all my other GoPro gear, and that is also beneath my seat as well. So guys, some of you have been asking me what kind of polarized glasses I use, and I use Shady Rays, and they are prescription, but they get the job done. I'm able to look through the water a lot easier, less strain on the eyes. I think it's very important if you like to fish. Down here is the one issue I have with the kayak, guys. This rudder system, this actually steers a rudder, this little knob right here that's connected to the back of the boat, and it constantly breaks. And I have to constantly repair it. So that's the one major complaint I have about the Brooklyn Kayak, is that this particular model has just really failed me when it comes to steering. I've had to replace it about 3 times, and the shipping is rather slow on some of the parts. So if you're thinking about getting one, I actually don't think they make this model anymore. They've switched to a more reliable setup for steering. The actual components inside of here were not quality, and they did break over time. So guys, this is the net I use. It's just a basic net. It floats, which is really nice, and it was made by Placino. They sent this to me for free in exchange for me showing it on the YouTube channel about a year ago. And even though it's not quite big enough for a lot of the fish I fish for, I've noticed that if you can get the striper's head in the net, it'll fold in on itself and you'll still get it inside of this net. They do have a bigger size, and so at some point I'll probably upgrade, but for the time being, I like this net because it does float, and when you're out on the water in a kayak, sometimes you bump stuff into the water, you're able to save it, and that's actually happened to me a few times where I bump it in, it just kind of floats, you can go back and get it. All right guys, this is a very pivotal part of running live bait behind the boat. You have to keep them fresh, and I bought this really nice bait tank by Frable, and as you guys can see, I've got lively bait in there. It keeps the water cold. I've got an aerator inside, This particular size is 19 quarts. And you can find this at Bass Pro or just about anywhere. And guys, I highly recommend you get something like that, put it on the back of your kayak, because you'll be able to keep your bait fresh, and you'll be able to run more baits without them dying off even in the summertime. So guys, my kayak does come with its own paddle as well, and that's helpful when you have to make tight turns in case the craft isn't turning fast enough. Maybe you have a big fish on, you need to turn quickly. You can always grab the paddle and manually do it as well. If you like this info, let me know in the comments. Maybe we can do more stuff like this with the rods, the reels, all sorts of stuff. But guys, for the time being, I'm dying to get out on the water. I want to catch something big. I know there's striped bass behind me. So let's get in the kayak and let's go see what we can do. So guys, today the river is way up. Normally, all this stuff I'm standing on is dry. We have had a ton of rain. Luckily, I've waited to come out here till the water has at least cleared up a little bit, because guys, it has been absolutely crazy. Guys, we got some deep holes on the far side of the bank, so I'm gonna head up river, then we're gonna work that side, see what happens. Guys, the first thing I did was go up to the top side of the deep pools and work my way back down, letting the current push me. I put on a planter board and ran it just to the left of me, about 10 feet off. And as I went down each pool, I did have some success. I had one bite, but no hookups. Oh, that just got nailed, guys. Guys, I just saw that jump backwards. First run, he's already been popped. All right, guys, we're gonna throw our bobber on now, or float. And first attempt will be a weightless attempt. I've got about 4 to 5 feet of leader between the hook and the float, or the bait and the float. And what we're gonna do is just cruise with this guy and see what happens. I have a general idea of where I want to drift it. We're only gonna get about 2 minutes of drift time before I gotta run it back up again. So that's the name of the game today. We're just doing a workout, man. Up and down in the river system today. Right in there. Good. What we're doing, guys, right now is we're just creating separation between me and the bait. Right about there is where I want to be. If I'm fishing a bobber, I love to go weightless because it is the most natural way to present a bait in the water. However, the current was so strong that day that it actually swept the bait up to the surface, keeping it out of the strike zone. So I decided to switch up tactics yet again. All right, guys, so we just drifted one time down with a weightless approach with the bobber. Now what we're doing is we're adding one single split shot, see if we can get it down a little bit deeper. And we're just running seams, we're running deep spots. And then as soon as we get down to the end, we just flip it back around, we come right back up, and we keep working the stretch. Guys, as usual, I've got these lively shiners from Brummett's Bait and Tackle in Hampton, Tennessee. They always hook me up with really good, lively baits. And today, shiners are what we're going with in order to catch these big fish. Guys, something's messing with him. Something's got it. Fish on. Ooh, good fish, guys. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Stay on. Oh, it's a good fish, guys. It's a really good fish. Oh man, what a fight, guys. This is a good fish. Oh, that's a big fish, guys. Oh, it's a striper. It's a nice one, guys. Oh man, he's pulling me down river. This is intense, guys. Oh, golly, man. He's a nice fish, guys. I'm gonna try to get over to the other side where there's soft water as I fight this guy. Let's get him away from the debris. Oh, my arm's on fire, guys. We're almost across, guys. I'm just pulling him with me. Oh, golly, man, look at this rod bend. Oh man, we're coming up on rapids, so I'm trying to get him away from that. We're almost to the soft water, guys. Then we'll be able to fight him properly. He's trying to pull me down river. I'm trying to get to the soft water. Here we go. Oh, nice fish, guys. Stay on. Oh, he's nice. Yeah, that's a really nice fish. If I can get up here in the sand, I'm gonna be in a good place. Okay, see if we can get this bobber off real quick. Oh man, this is a nice fish. Stay pinned, big fish. Oh my gosh. Oh, he's a nice fish. I just got to get his head in this net, guys. Stay pinned. Come on. Oh, he's pulling me out to sea here. Got him. I got him, guys. Lost my paddle trying to get him, but we got him. We landed him. No way. What a fight. Oh, guys, look at this fish. That is a beauty. Look at this fish, guys. Oh my goodness, it's gorgeous. And let's go ahead and get this guy back in the water. Whew. And there you go, guys. He's kicking off already. All right, he's out of here. Guys, I was getting ready to quit. That was my last drift of the day. And wouldn't you know it, right there at the end, fireworks. A nice striper hit. I was going all over the place. I ended up coming across the river to the shallow side just so I could land him properly without getting ripped down river. And man, lightning strikes twice here at Stillwater Flats. It's such an awesome property. We know the striper are in here, and what a rush that was. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, you may also enjoy a recent trip in the kayak where I hook another striper, or you may be interested in another recent trip where I go to the flats. Guys, till next time, tight lines.